it's Amy and I am here today to do my TBR for the Booktube-A-thon. If you haven't heard about this readathon, it is going on from July 18th through the 24th. And it's so much fun. Last year was my first year to participate and it was absolutely fantastic. And the Booktube-A-thon is very near and dear to my heart because 3 years ago I discovered Booktube through the Booktube-A-thon, and so it's just one of those things. It's like, if it wouldn't have been for the Booktube-A-thon, I may not have discovered Booktube. So the Booktube-A-thon also means there's probably going to be an appearance of Mr. Potato Head and all of his adventures. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's probably because you weren't around my channel last year, and so I'll put a link down to my favorite Mr. Potato Head adventure, and I'm pretty proud of them. They're pretty funny, so you should go check that out if you want to. But yes, he will probably be making an appearance along with his friend Mr. Squirrel and other friends, and they will get into some shenanigans. So we will see if I have time to have some adventures with Mr. Potato Head. Okay, so moving on to the challenges and the books that I'm going to read for those challenges. So there are 7 challenges. I'm going to attempt to do all of the challenges. We will see. I'm also doing Camp Nano in this month in July, and so I'm really focusing on getting my novel finished by the end of this month. So we'll see how much reading I actually get done, but I do have a pretty lofty TBR pile. So let's get started with the first challenge, which is to pick a book with yellow on the cover. So the book that I chose for that is a graphic novel, and that is Lumberjane's volume number 2. And there's yellow, her hair is yellow right there. And there's some more yellow, like their skin is kind of yellow. It's not a huge amount of yellow, but I needed to figure out how to get it in there, so we're gonna go with that one. Moving on to challenge number 2, and that is read a book only after sunset. So you can only read, I can only read this book once the sun goes down. So I chose for that a mystery novel, and that is The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith. And I think it's a perfect book to read only after sunset because, you know, there's gonna be mystery and murder. So we will see how that one goes. So moving on to challenge number 3, and that is to read a book that you discovered solely through Booktube. If you wouldn't have been on Booktube, you would not have probably picked this book up. And I have 2 choices from that. I haven't decided which one I'm going to choose. And the first one is Jim Butcher's Stormfront. This is the first book in the Dresden Files series, and I found this book through Lindsay from Lindsay Ray, or I also am considering starting the Lux series with, Obsidian. I will only read half of this book. This is the bind-up of the first 2 books, so it's only like half, not even half of it. I think the first book is less than half of this book. So we will see whether one of these 2 books will be the ones that I discovered through Booktube. Moving on to challenge number 4, and that is to read a book by one of your favorite authors. And one of my favorite authors is Tamara Alexander, and she has a short story that I have not read, and I don't have it. I'll have to check it out from my library. And it actually is a continuation of one of the other books that I've read of hers, and so I'm really looking forward to reading that. So that will be the one that will fulfill challenge number 4. Okay, moving on to challenge number 5, and that is to read a book that is older than you. And the book that I chose is also going to fulfill challenge number 6, and that is to read a book to movie adaptation. And the book that I chose is Emma by Jane Austen, and I am going to watch the Gwyneth Paltrow edition of Emma. I really like this movie, and I've been wanting to read Emma for a very long time. Okay, so those are challenges 5 and 6. Read a book that's older than me, and to watch the movie to book, the movie from book to watch the movie. And now the 7th and final challenge, which is to read 7 books. And I think I have 5 books on my little TBR here, if you don't count Lux and Stormfront as individual books because I probably won't read both of those. And so I have a short story in this book that I have not read that is by Lenore Worth. I think it's The April Bride. And that is like a 60-page short story, so I will read that one. And then I have the third volume of Lumberjanes, and so I will have this on my TBR as well. Okay, so this is my very ambitious TBR for the Booktube-A-thon. I will definitely probably not finish all of these books because this is minus one of the books, and Emma is a classic, and I don't read classics very quickly, and I am trying to finish my novel, and yeah, so we'll see how much I actually get read, but I'm really looking forward to the Booktube-A-thon. If you are participating, let me know down below. If you want to put a link to your video, I would love that, so I can just go directly to your channel and your video and all of that. So guys, I hope you're having a great reading month, and I will see you on the flip side.